Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Todd Talk. Because when Todd talks, people listen. Hopefully. This is going to be kind of an odd one today because we are doing the preview for Death Battle Cammy White versus Sonya Blade. But it's already available for you members of a Screw Attack sponsor program. So if you have seen it, please don't comment. This is solely for me to voice my opinion and everything. If you have seen it, great. Now, holding that against you. We only have to wait 2 days ourselves. So just want to make that clear. Uh, First off, I just want to say that I'm really grateful that they're doing it like this because after what happened with Carolina in the meta with it being delayed, you know, I kind of feel good that Screw Attack was like, let's give it the next one to them like really, really quick. And yeah, and I'm glad because I would have waited that extra week or so. I would have, but it's nice to know that they understand that we were waiting a while for that one in between the Shadow the Hedgehog Mewtwo battle and then uh, Meta versus Carolina. We had a lot of delays, so yeah, I'm really glad they moved this one up. I was very intrigued by this matchup when it was just announced, frankly, because Death Battle loves their fighting game matchups. I mean, it's almost like an unwritten rule that eventually they're going to do another one of these. I mean, they've done so many. They've touched on a lot of franchises, but primarily it's been Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, and it's great. Some of the best battles, in my opinion, were from that. They had, of course, M Bison versus Shao Kahn. They had Akuma versus Shang Tsung, and they had Chun Li versus Mai Shiranui, who is not from Mortal Kombat. I know that. I'm just saying, like, that was another fighting game one. And then obviously they had Ryu versus Scorpion, which is one of my favorite death battles, if for no other reason than that fake out ending. That ending, oh my gosh, was so good. This is the power of mankind. Then Scorpion goes, nope. Spoilers. Seriously, if you didn't know that, why are you watching this video? Um, I love that video. It was a really good battle. So now we have Cammy White versus Sonya Blade. The Battle of the Blonde Bombshells. Let's just call it that because it's really what it is. These are two characters that really broke some stereotypes, even though they were themselves a stereotype. You had Sonya Blade, who was obviously, one of the female characters in the original Mortal Kombat, if I'm not mistaken. And she's been in the movies, she was in the cartoon, which is horrible, but whatever. She's been there. I mean, even though in that small preview video we got today, she's had decades of experience in the realm of Mortal Kombat, and it's true, if for no other reason than because of Mortal Kombat X, which takes place, after after a long while, and she's proven that you can look like a bombshell but still have the effect of a bombshell. Uh, so yeah, that was really cool. And then you got Cammy, who has a very loved outfit. Let's just go with that. But she is one of the fan favorite characters for all the right reasons. She has a deep story. She has a very interesting move set. She was voted for Street Fighter 4 as the character they most wanted to return outside of the obvious, Ryu and Bison and all that. So that shows the fan love of the character. And so when you put these two together, you get something really, really unique. And I'm really excited for this. I mean, I know it's going to be 2D. I saw a small video, and I'm not sure about the quality, which is sad because they could have easily made this one a 3D battle and just rocked our socks off, but sadly they didn't. Uh, on a side note, actually, none of the fighting game character battles have been 3D. Think about it. Akuma vs. Shang Tsung, Bison vs. Shao Kahn, Mai Shiranui and Chun-Li, Ryu, and Scorpion. None of them have been 3D, so they might have missed an opportunity here. So who's gonna win? I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm actually flip-flopping back and forth as I'm doing this video because I feel I know who will win, but then again, I've been wrong before in this season. it's really complicated because you got one of the core differences between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter is how the characters win. Because in Mortal Kombat, there's fatalities. And that's important because that affects the move set of the characters. Whereas Street Fighter, they're going for straight up KOs unless you're Akuma. Or, Evil Ryu. Moving on. Or Bison. Okay, fine. Uh, in general, you go for the KO. Whereas in Mortal Kombat, you can get the KO, but you're usually fighting for a fatality. So, I don't know. And in the preview videos, they showed what a versatile fighter Cammy is, but they've noted already that Sonya's going to have weapons. She's going to have grenades. She's going to have her drone, which I know is usually used for fatalities, but, it's there. So, yeah. So who's going to win? It's really hard to define who has an edge here because you could say Sonya has the edge because she has the weapons. But then you got Cammy, who has been trained by both Shadow Lu and M. Bison, as she is a clone of him technically, and then she was trained by the British Delta Forces. So that means, much like a previous battle with Quicksilver, she's had training from both sides of the fence, and that makes her pretty deadly. Now, yes, Sonya has special forces training, but that's one style, whereas Cammy technically has multiple, and it's just really hard. And then you got, when you say experience, well, Cammy was Bison's top bodyguard. She was the leader of the dolls, and she's been in every game since Street Fighter 2, the new challengers, including Street Fighter 5. So she's been around. She's done numerous missions for the Delta Force, for the British Delta Forces, and so you add that with the in-game, like just fighting the characters experience, and I would say they're actually pretty even. I mean, I know Sonya's got decades, but she wasn't fighting in Mortal Kombat every day, and even Special Forces, she wasn't fighting that every day. So I don't know. Who's fought the tougher combatants? You'd probably give that edge to Sonya, though Cammy has fought some. It depending on the game or whatever. She's fought some pretty interesting characters herself. I don't know. I mean, it's really easy to give the advantage to Sonya overall just because of her weapons. But Cammy is not notorious, but famous for her quick move sets. And, she does like this spider monkey attack where she literally rolls up at a ball and defies freaking gravity as she gets close to her opponents. Her style is based around waiting for a moment to strike and then making that attack count. So, that might play into this battle. Death Battle has shown that weapons don't always matter. It's just about the person who uses them. She has Cammy is documented as having enhanced reflexes, which means she could probably dodge gunfire if she hasn't already. I did some research, but obviously I didn't play every game and everything. One of her attacks actually allows her to dodge projectiles, which could easily mean that she gets in close and this takes Sonya out for the win. This is a really good matchup because you don't know who's really got the edge here. Who's my pick? I'm gonna pick Cammy. I think her moveset is wider. I think her training might be a little bit better. Sonya's got the weapons, but I think she can get around them. And just on a death battle level, I think Street Fighter needs a win. Street Fighter is one of the franchises who has appeared in a lot of death battles, but they haven't gotten a lot of wins. The only win is Akuma, and everyone else has lost. Chun-Li, Bison, Ryu. So I would like to think they didn't just make this battle to have Mortal Kombat win. Then again, you never know. I mean, it's technically a Mewtwo situation where you want Mewtwo to win, but you weren't sure for a second, and then when he wins, it's like, oh yeah, of course he won. It's Mewtwo. But I don't know. But I'm gonna pick Cammy. I think She might have just enough to get around the weapons and just take out Sonya. So we'll have to see. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, if they do 2D battles, right? I mean, Scorpion versus Ryu is one of the best examples of a 2D fight, or Kirby versus Majin Buu. Um, Missing one. Oh, Bison versus Shao Kahn was really fun. Um, they do 2D battles right. I just hope they do this one right because these two ladies deserve it. So, on that note, I will end this 21st episode of Todd Talk. If you haven't seen the fight, let me know who you think is going to win, and then let's talk about it because I'm actually really interested for this fight, and of course I'm interested in seeing who's next. So we'll see how that goes. So on that note, I thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I know you were listening, and I will see you around.